Hey everybody, it's Travis with the NPCs, and it's time for another quick save. For October 21st, 2021, here is what you need to know. For our first story tonight, we finally got word that God of War, 2018's God of War that is making its way to PC next year. The reboot of the God of War series that puts Kratos mixed up with Norse mythology is going to be making its way to PC in January. Per the PlayStation blog, we have found out that the PC version is going to have native support for unlocked frame rate, 4K, also support for widescreen 21:9, NVIDIA DLSS support, as well as customizable keyboard and mouse controls and support for DualShock 4, DualSense, and other gamepads. Sony as of late has been making a big push for a lot of their AAA titles that have recently been console exclusives to be coming to PC. It's been an interesting step for them, especially as they've been really focused on their own console line for a very long time, but it makes sense given the increased competition from Microsoft with Xbox Game Pass. When you do purchase God of War over on PC, you will be entitled to several different DLC skins and downloads that you can pick up day one. Those include Death's Vow armor sets for Kratos and Atreus, Exile's Guardian shield skin, Buckler of the Forge shield skin, Shining Elven Soul shield skin, and Dokkenschilder shield skin. Again, the PC release of God of War from 2018 will be dropping January 14th, 2022. Next up in the news, we have Microsoft announcing 2 additional expansion cards from Seagate for the Xbox Series X and S. When the Xbox Series X and S launched last year, they were released with a single 1TB Seagate expansion card, built to provide additional storage to the Xbox Series X and S while taking advantage of the new Velocity architecture that the Xbox team has built in, allowing for things like quick resume, speedy load times, as well as those graphics such as ray tracing and more. The 2 options are a 512GB card as well as a 2TB card. The 512GB card is going to be releasing for $139.99, while the 2TB card is going to be releasing for $399.99. Pre-orders have opened up for the 512GB version, which will be available mid-November, while the 2TB version will not be available until mid-December. However, pre-orders won't be opening up for those just yet. Of course, the entire world is in the midst of a global chip shortage due to the COVID-19 pandemic, so it's not necessarily a surprise to see the cost of things like this as high as they are. However, with the price of that 2TB card, you could buy yourself either an Xbox Series S or even buy yourself a digital PlayStation 5 if you really could either find one or if you so choose. That's a lot of money to be asking a player to spend, especially on expanding their storage. However, if you want to be able to access the Velocity architecture and be able to have all of those new features that came with the Xbox Series X and S at launch, you're gonna need to buy one of those expansion cards. And rounding out the news for today, we have the official first trailer for the Uncharted movie. The movie stars Tom Holland of Spider-Man playing Nathan Drake, as well as Mark Wahlberg playing Sully. The movie takes place when Nathan Drake is much younger, however, some of the events that are depicted in the trailer take place in games that are much later on in his life. The cargo plane that Tom Holland is seen falling out of is actually a direct take from Uncharted 3, while the sunken ship found in the cave is directly taken from Uncharted 4. What's interesting to see with them taking these bits from games that are farther along in the series means that they may end up not having enough material to be able to make sequels depending on the success of this first movie. Since the trailer dropped this morning, reviews have been mixed on exactly what people were seeing in the trailer, with some people over on Twitter trying to start trending the hashtag #NotMySully based on the depiction of Sully by Mark Wahlberg. Of course, a lot of fans were spoiled when Nathan Drake was played by Nathan Fillion in a fan film a couple years ago, and a lot of people were hoping that maybe he could end up taking on the mantle as Nathan Drake, at least shown in an older form in the Uncharted movie. At least for the time being, we have this first trailer right now, and of course we have several months until the movie releases, which means more details, more trailers, more screen caps, and more will be coming out. And of course, that release date is February 18th. And that is it for today's quick save. Just like quick saving in a game, you need to make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you know when these videos and all of our others go live. Of course, don't forget to check out our podcast over at anchor.fm/the-NPCs-podcast, as well as check us out on social media on Facebook and Twitter at the NPCs Podcast. Again, thank you so much everybody for joining us. We'll catch you all in the next one.